Hello students, welcome to Pythagoras classes. This is your English tutor Lata Adhikari. Horu kalor, hoikhob kalor, বহুত ধুনিয়া ধুনিয়া স্মৃতিবোৰ আমাৰ লগত আছে নে হৰু হৈ থাকোতে মই এটো কৰিছিলো হৰু হৈ থাকোতে মই হেতু কৰিছিলো যিমানখিনি মনত আছে আৰু একেবাৰে হৰু কালৰটো মনত নাথাকে ভালৰ লগত বেয়াও কিছুমান মেমৰিজ থাকে এতিয়া কোনেও ক'ব নোৱাৰে যে মোৰ চাইল্ডহুডত সব ভাল মেমৰিজ আছে বেয়া মেমৰিজও থাকে ন কিন্তু এই বেয়া মেমৰিজখিনি কিমান লিমিটৰ লৈকে বেয়া একদম বেয়া নেকি বেয়া বুলি ক'লে কেনেকুৱা মেমৰিজ এই দেউতাই মোক গালি পাৰিছিলে মই সাইকেল চলাওতে সাইকেলৰ পৰা পৰি গৈছিলো ইয়ালে গৈছিলো কিবা এটা আখাৰে কিন্তু সেই আখাটো পূৰ্ণ নহল তুমি মোৰ লগত কাজিয়া কৰিছিলা ভাইক ভনীয়েকক সিবলিংছ বিলাকৰ লগত আমি এনেকুৱা কথা কওঁ কিন্তু তাতকে বেয়া জানো হ'ব পাৰে তাতকে বেয়া সাধাৰণতে ইন জেনাৰেল নহয় আমাৰ লগত মানে কিন্তু there are some people who have bitter memories tita ke ha mane bujhisane bitter memories of their childhood henokwa eta bitter memories ami ei story tut aji pohibole ulaiso ki story memories of childhood naam to pora to gom paisa sage memories of childhood hoikhob kalor ki smriti homu etia hoikhob kal childhood buli kwa lagale sob good memories e besi eko tension nai hoine childhood buli kwa lagale a b c d a for apple b for ball ses aru kahini kintu jetia dangor hoi ahiba he a tur pora apple nohoy pela kiba algorithm hoi ja hoine he b tu pora ball nohoy pela kiba beta hoi jayege so once you grow up things become more complex hoine complex hoi goi thake titia ki hoy jetia ami dangor ho titia when we look back to the childhood titia amar lage je he hoy khobor din bila khub horal asile because titia to a for apple asile no a for algorithm nasile b for ball asile b for beta nasile he karone hey childhood or days bila khub simple asile innocent asile he karone bhal asile kintu ei chapter 2 junto story pamami hey story bilakot jetia he writer e nijor story childhood stories khini koy tomaloke dekhiba je khub dukh loga story now what will we find here we find the stories of these two women they women nohoy women kele women w o m e n hetu hoise women aru w o m a n hoise woman okay woman and women mane we are not less than men that's why women jokes apart the pronunciation of w o m e n is women okay so these two women they share the story of their childhood in this chapter that is memories of childhood now the first writer is Jitkala Sa tumaloke tar Jitkala Sa boli paba Jitkala Sa is the pen name mane hoise juntu namere ta likha mela kore okay her original name was Gertrude Simmons Bonin okay she was a Native American woman man rakhiba de woman and women are different women hoise plural woman hoise singular okay so Native American woman who struggled and triumphed in a time mane jujile aru jikile severe prejudice prevailed towards Native American culture and women enokwa eta homoyot jetia Native American culture khub the Native American culture was looked down upon ar tate women mohila teonlukok to aru look down korisile henoko eta homoyot she struggled and she triumphed mane jikile kenege jikile she wrote story about her childhood days and she was a celebrated writer born in 1876 the first part of the chapter was written by this woman now Bama is again pen name of whom pen name of a Tamil Dalit woman okay Tamil Dalit woman she is the writer of the second part of the story that too she tells the story of her childhood memories of childhood the first part is the memory of story of her childhood and second part is the story of her childhood eta horu incident eta teoloke koise kintu kyo ei dugora ki beleg writer story এটা চ্যাপ্টার দিয়া হইছে কিয় বেলেগ রাইটার দেখিবলৈ বেলেগ হয়নে অৰিজিনো বেলেগ কিন্তু কথা একে হে কাৰণে তেওঁলোকক eketa chapter teolok dujonore story share kora hoise. Now this woman, the story that is there in this chapter is a part of her autobiography. Autobiography mane ki baru nijo bikhoy story likhe je, that is autobiography. Karba bikhoy likhiba, that is biography. Okay, another piece of information. So autobiography is what? Autobiography is a story about yourself. Autobiography, and biography is of somebody else. So her autobiography was called Karuku, and the story that is here in this chapter is a part of this autobiography. Okay, so here also what we find a same theme to ki theme to hoise this. What will we find in this chapter? Keep up theme ki eta swa jikono bostu ami present eta jetia ama konubai die khulibole khub utsukta hoy ne, khulibole ki ase bitorat, khuli pela saunsun ki ase, jimane dangor nuhua kiyo present pua lage lage unwrap koribole he utsukta to ekdom childish longing, hetu childish longing monot ase ne, eta poemot ami ব্যবহার কৰিছিলো the roadside stand. So childish longing etu eta ami mane bhabu konubai present hatot loi ase jodi diasun muk mo khulim মানে childish ami khub ei bachpana hetu homoyt amar ahi jay. So tenokwae jetia ami chapter etar naam pohu click kore mane ki theme to kihor oporot hoy, কিহৰ ওপৰত হয় আজিকালি তো পালমাৰা কাৰণে থিমটো প্ৰথমতে পঢ়িলো, এই থিমটো পঢ়িলো চেপ্টাৰটো পিছত পঢ়িম, 2 মাৰ্কছৰ কোৱেশ্চন আহিব আনসাৰ লিখিম। সো হেনকা পালমাৰা কাম নকৰিবা, নহলে মাষ্টৰেও পাল মাৰিব মাৰ্কছ দিওতে। সো দ্য ষ্টৰীজ ৰিভলভ এৰাউণ্ড দ্য থিম অফ সোশ্যাল ডিসক্ৰিমিনেশন। না সোশ্যাল ডিসক্ৰিমিনেশন শব্দটো কেনেকুৱা লাগিছে আৰু সোশ্যাল ডিসক্ৰিমিনেশন, social discrimination of the marginalized community. ডাঙৰ ডাঙৰ শব্দ দেখি পেলা ভয় নাখাবা দে। সো social discrimination মানে হৈছে কি, discrimination মানে কি, ধৰা partiality মানে কাবাক যদি ধৰা আকোৱালি লৈছে যদি কাবাক যা বুলি কোৱা, দ্যাট ইজ মই সিম্পল ওয়ার্ডত কৈছো, ডিসক্রিমিনেশন ইজ দ্যাট তুমি এটু পাবা কিন্তু তোমাৰ এটুৰ ওপৰত কোনো অধিকাৰ নাই, দ্যাট ইজ ডিসক্রিমিনেশন, হয়নে? এটা আমি কেতিয়াবা ঘৰত দেখো, ঘৰৰ হৰটুক সবতকে বেছি মৰম কৰা হয়, তেতিয়া ডাঙৰটোৱে কি কয় বাৰু, মা তুমি কিন্তু তাকে বেছিকে মৰম কৰা, মোক কিন্তু একো মৰম নকৰা, তেতিয়া কি তুমি মোক ডিসক্রিমিনেট কৰিছা, শব্দটো তাত ব্যৱহাৰ কৰিব পাৰিবা, দ্যাট ইজ কল্ড ডিসক্রিমিনেশন। সোশ্যাল ডিসক্রিমিনেশন কি, সোসাইটিত থকা ডিসক্রিমিনেশন, হেতুকে সোশ্যাল ডিসক্রিমিনেশন। Okay, social discrimination of whom? Of the marginalized community. Marginalized communities khini kun gita hobo, jun gita hoise socially acceptable cultures junti temluke follow nokora kan temlukok exclude kora hoy, mane juntu mainstream world er pora okoman temlukor ধৰা পপুলেশন হক, তেওঁলোকৰ পাৱাৰ হক, তেওঁলোকৰ যোনটো ট্ৰেডিশন হক, হেতু অকমান লিমিটেড, দ্যাট না হেনকা এটা কমিউনিটিক মাৰ্জিনালাইজড কমিউনিটি বুলি কোৱা হয়, যোনটোক মাৰ্জিন কৰি দিয়া যায়, মানে মাৰ্জিনত থাকে তেওঁলোকক মেইনষ্ট্ৰীম ৱৰ্ল্ডলৈ আনা নহয়, তেওঁলোকক মাৰ্জিনত ৰাখে, সেই কাৰণে মাৰ্জিনালাইজড কমিউনিটিজ। ওকে, সো ইয়াত মাৰ্জিনালাইজড কমিউনিটি কোন উই উইল সি কোন গিটা মাৰ্জিনালাইজড কমিউনিটিৰ কথা কৈছে। সো দ্য টু প্ৰটাগনিষ্ট মানে মই আগতেও কৈছিলো, প্ৰটাগনিষ্ট মানে হৈছে মেইন ক্যাৰেক্টাৰ, প্ৰটাগনিষ্টৰ মই আগতেও কৈছিলো মেইন character are the victim of oppression মানে কি, একদম তোমাক দবাই রাখা, oppression, humiliation and discrimination। এই চ্যাপ্টারটোত আমি কি পাম, আমি পাম যে both the writer wrote about their childhood and both are the victims of oppression, humiliation and discrimination। হয় দুজনৰে discrimination বেলেগ কিন্তু discriminationৰ মিনিং একেটাই যে impartiality, হয় না? partiality, not impartiality, partiality। So কিন্তু ইয়াতে partiality to বেলেগ খণ্ডত হৈছে, হয় একেটাই বস্তুটো একেটাই। So what is the theme of the story? The theme of the story is what? It explores the theme of what? It explores the theme of social discrimination, and in these two stories, both the main characters are the victims of oppression, humiliation and discrimination. Kunjane ki discrimination face kore, we will see in the chapter. Now this chapter, the first story written by Jitkala Shah or Gertrude Bonins is the cutting of my long hair. Dighol chuli kata kahini tu moi aji kom buli Jitkala Sai koi. This is the story of Jitkala Sa, part 1. So what we will find in this story? An account of Jitkala's first day at school. Prothom din school at goisile, he school or nijor obhiggota to koise, okay? So racial discrimination. Ami at ki discrimination pam? Ami at pam racial discrimination. Racial discrimination to ki? Race mane hoise eta ki jati gutte. Bongkho kobo para race, okay? Race is an entire lineage, okay? That is race. Gote race to ke discriminate kora hoise. Eta racial discrimination aru eta example tomaloke hoyto political science or ba social science or to paisa hai je racial discrimination to ki asile. Ajikal to hetu word use koribo nwara. Black Americans, that is a racial discrimination. Juntu to some extent ajiu prevalent ase nai boli kobo para, but it is still prevalent in many more things. Tumaloke to sabo para hodai the black characters are you will see that whenever you will see a comedy movie, if there is a white character and a black character, you will see most of the jokes are on the black character. So tumaloke koa je racial discrimination nai tetia hale I don't believe, I personally don't believe. So inculcating a feeling of incompetence by the mainstream world, that is racial discrimination kolo cure racial discrimination because she was a Native American, okay? She was a Native American. He karne he mainstream world or logot teo ketio khap khoi lua nasile. That's why she faced the racial discrimination. Keneke face kore we will see. Inculcating a feeling of incompetence by the mainstream world. Titia mane teo jetia school ot goisile titia teo kenoko eta feeling paisile janane inculcate teo bhitor enoko eta feeling humuai dia hoisile je teo incompetent. Teo she is lacking many characteristics of what? Of the mainstream world. Hekane teo mainstream world ot fit no bohe. Mane teo mainstream world ke khub different mane mainstream world jodi ekdom high fi posh manu ase titia hole she lacks it, her color lacks it, her hair lacks it, her way of talking lacks it, mane teo mainstream world khap na khai. He karone teo ki kora hoise incompetence mane tumi joggoy nohe, you have less ability, you are incompetent, you are less you have less abilities, or you are incompetent to be a part of the mainstream world. Hey tetia ki hoy jodi tumak bare enekwa tumi eku kamor nohoy, tumi bekar hoy, tumar eku kam na e prithibit eneke kole tumar ki herai jay sobotke prothomot tumar spirit atma herai jay, hane tumar atma herai jay. Tairu prothomote spirit herale, atma herai gol, lahe self esteem herai gol, confidence nai kya hoy golge, tapa ki herale, dignity herale kintu herua agote she struggled. Etu ema kosilo na she struggled and triumphed. A2 phase hoise struggler phase 2, the childhood phase. Kune Jitkala Sai. So these are the key points of the story 2 ami ki pam tare key point moi tumalokok just koe dilo aru story 2 ki hoy ki nohoy. So here in the first part of the story, that is the memories of childhood, you will find Jitkala Sai's first day at school and the episode of cutting her long hair. Teo khub digol chuli asile. Prothom din jetia school le goisile tar kahini koise, okay? So she was very scared, okay? Why scared? So the first day in the school, the first day in the land of apple was a bitter cold one. Bhal nohoy, tita keha koise bitter cold one. For the snow still cover the ground, mane thanda din asile, okay? Land of apples thanda din koise juntu school to juntu jaga asile he jaga tuk teo koise land of apples, mane apple kheti hoy e jaga tut. Land of apples, trees were bare, khub winter asile he karone kuno fruits loga nasile. Titia ki hoy bell baje ting ke hetu homoy jete ting ke bell baje hostel at ki hoy, she was in a school hostel, okay? Hostel episode titia ki hoy ting bell mara loge ki koru ami sobe dori jane bahirole dori jan. So that was a breakfast bell he karone sobe dori goise. Now this, it was very cold, bahut cold asile, and she was taking a blanket, enike blanket eta loi asile, okay? And she was uncomfortable with the uniform that they were wearing. Juntu school ot juntu uniform disile hetu loi pela okoman uncomfortable asile. Why? Because it was too tight and she was little bit uncomfortable, he karone blanket eta loi asile. But someone threw flew the blanket off her shoulder. He tai shoulder pa blanket uliai dile ta aru uncomfortable feel korise. Jetia morning bell bajise tetia gote lora soli khiniye bhorir awaz kori pela mane jutar je ekelogot tap 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 awaz hoy teneke awaz kori pela sobe corridor pora goi asile, and she was wearing what? She was wearing moccasins. Okay, she was wearing noiselessly in my moccasins, soft leather sandals. Okay, I walked noiselessly in my soft moccasins, and I felt like sinking to the floor, for my blanket had been what? Stripped from my shoulders. I looked hard at the Indian girls. That means she was here, Indian girls in India. Okay, Indian girls who seemed not to care that they were even more immodestly dressed. Immodestly, not in a proper way. Okay, immodestly, not modest. That is immodest, not in a proper way. Immodestly, according to her, they were dressed immodestly. Clothes were clinging onto their body, man ekdom tight pinise ar tai hetu bostu bhal poa nasile, and that's why she was feeling very uncomfortable. Eta to notun jaga, tate iman rules, iman thanda, tapote to kapur jukhini pini asile, it was uncomfortable. Unknown place, unknown people, and now unknown culture and unknown way of living. He karne tai she was very very scared. Okay, while we marched in, the boys entered at the opposite door. Jetia teolok ki korile, jetia bell bajar lage lage she was what? She was they all of them, they were walking towards the breakfast hall. Sobe ekelogote line kori pela breakfast hall or phale goi asile. Juntu dorja di teoloke humaisile, tar opposite dorja to pora lora mane boys khini humaisile one way. The girls are going from one way and the boys were entering from the other door.